Good afternoon, everyone. You're welcome to today's session. Good afternoon. From whatever part of the world you're watching us from, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Please, if you can hear me, kindly comment in the comment section. Just send your best emoji so I get to know that you can hear me, or let me know that you can hear me. Please, would like to quickly just get to know if we are both on the same page. Mr. Henry, you're welcome. Please let me know if you can hear me. Please let me know if you can hear me. Please comment your favorite emoji. Let me know you can hear me. Let me know we are both on the same page. And while you're doing that, please share the link to join to your friends, to your fellow SPAs, your teachers, and everyone. You're welcome, Raini Adekunle. You're welcome. Please let me know if you can hear me. Oh, better. Thank you, Shola Thomas. Thank you so much. So, thank you. You're welcome, Amos. You're welcome, Emmanuel. So, today's session is we are going to be treating a product education for EduTAMS Basic. And in today's session, we are going to be treating getting started on EduTAMS portal. So, firstly, I'm going to say happy resumption to everyone. You're welcome back to school. I know I hope we've enjoyed our holiday session, and we are ready for this new session as it comes, either as a teacher, as a parent, as a school administrator. So, without wasting much of our time, we're going to be diving right into what we have because we do not want to take much of our time. So, today we are going to be treating, like I said, getting started on EduTAMS portal. And I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Quincy Ademola, and I'm the Digital Education Assistant Manager of EduTAMS. And with me, I have someone else in the building who is going to be co-anchoring with me. And I'm just going to be bringing him in. So please, house, help me make welcome Mr. Adeni Tohib. He is the Customer Support Relations Assistant Manager for EduTAMS Basic. Hello, Tohib.
Yeah, hello, Quinsley. Miss Quinsley, my name is Adeni Tojib. So the EduTAMS Support Assistant Manager. So I'll be taking you through uh, getting started as the topic is getting started with EduTAMS. So I welcome you all from our holidays. Hope our holiday is thank
Oh,
you.
you're welcome. So thank you so much also for joining in. So and also for our viewers, well, I hope you're listening. I hope you have your pen, your jotters, because we are going to be coming in very hot and we are going to be diving right in. Also, please let me make this announcement. While towards the course of the program going, if you have any question, please drop them in the comment section. We're going to be also be having a question and answer segment where we are going to be picking all of that. And so while that is also going to, let's just dive right in. So today I'm going to be talking basically on the five essential things to do to get started. And when I say getting started on EduTansPortal, portal, we know that as school has resumed, we definitely want to dive right in. We want to set up all of our portal, we want to get started. And okay, so I also have another important person also live also, which is my boss. So let me just bring him in. I didn't know he was going to come in quickly. So hello, Akindeyin Isiak. So Akindeyin Isiak is the product manager of EduTans. So hello, Akindeyin.
Hi, Quinsley. Thank you for having me on this call. And once again, a happy resumption to our wonderful school portal admin, teachers, and everybody joining us on this call. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome, Akindeyin. So while all of that is going, so let's just dive right into the segment. So getting started on EduTAMS portal, there are some few nitty-gritties we need to do as school portal administrators, as administrators, to ensure us to get set for the entire session. And that is for the entire session for the 2024-2025 academic session. And so here we've already created some things. We said five essential things to do to get started for the new session. Now, these are the five essential things, and we're going to be talking about them one by one. So we have it like a checklist. So the first checklist I would advise every school portal administrator that you need to do right now is firstly, you have to go to your portal. That means your basic portal. And once you log into your EduTAMS basic portal, the next thing you want to really do is you want to create a session term. And when I say create a session term, you want to, because this is, you're no longer using the previous session you're on anymore. You are now in a new session. So you definitely want to create the session term and say, okay, this is a new session. So you create a session term and also you set the term calendar. That means the calendars, that means it's expected that in every term we have about 13 weeks. So it's expected that you set all of these term calendars once. This is going to be the guide through for the entire school. And also the second checklist that we have here is you have to ensure that you enroll all of your students for the session term. You enroll them. That means the students from the previous class, from the previous session, you have to enroll them, those that have not graduated basically. And also the third thing on my checklist here is you have to ensure that you had new students. Now we know that we've done admissions. There are new students that have come on board. Definitely you want them to also be on your platform. So you have to ensure that you had new students on your platform. And also you have new teachers, you want to ensure that you add new teachers also on your platform, provided you have them. Now, the fourth thing I have on my checklist is you definitely want to register the subjects your students want to take for the session, for the term. So you ensure that you register all of the subjects for your students. And the last thing on my checklist before we're going to be diving fully into the session also is you have to ensure that you allocate the necessary subjects to each of the subject teachers and also the necessary classes to each of these class teachers. That means the class teacher for GSS1 should have been allocated GSS1 class, and the subject teacher for chemistry for probably GSS2 should have been allocated as a subject teacher for all of this. So this is the few five checklists or to-dos that you need to get ready. You need to make sure that they are very essential. You need to do to make sure you get started. So without wasting much of our time, I'm going to be calling in Tohib to take us briefly on all of these things, like we say, and all of these things, like the major demo of it. Hello, Tohib.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So we would like you to just take us briefly, because we do not want to waste much of our time. Take us through this process that we need to
Okay.
do as a school portal administrator.
Yeah. Thank you very much. The thing is, I would like you to bring back your slides, so I'll pick it one after the other, so that we can just go from there.
Okay.
Yeah. The first thing on the agenda is to create session term and set term agenda. Yeah. To create our session term is for us to pick to create current term, yeah, just like the one that we are just in, which is our first term. So first term 24-25 has just get started today. So we have to create that session and you set the calendar, which is starting from today, Monday. I mean today, which is on Tuesday. So we start the date with today, and our portal is going to generate for us the whole week for that session term. That is for the whole, I mean, the 15 weeks for the whole of that session term. So I will be presenting my screen so as to show us example on how to do that. Yeah. Okay. I hope you can see my screen now. Yeah. I hope my screen has been shared, and I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, Toib, your screen is up.
Okay. Yeah. For us to create our session term, the first thing we have to do is after our school has been created, we have to go down to the setup, which is the setup module. The setup module has a lot of modules under it. So the first module under our setup is the academics. So go directly under our academics. There we see the sub-module, which is the session week manager, whereby in this session week manager, we have to create a session term. So you click on the session manager, it takes us to the page. So here on the page we have uh, two slides, I mean two page, I mean papers, which is the first one here is all session and the second one is the session term. This all session is where we create the session. Although this all session has been created, I mean will be created from our own end. So this is where we activate the current session term. Then we deactivate the former session term. So after creating our current session term, we go down to the session term, which is the next slide. After all session, the next slide is the session term. So the session term here, you can see set session term. You have to click on set session term and select the session, which is the 24-25, and the term, which is the first term, and the status, whereby you have to set it active, definitely, because we are just starting our first term under the 24-25 session. So once you click on the active, then you click on save, hereby you have created the first term for this session. So the next thing is you have to select the date where the calendar is going to kickstart from. So you come here, you create, you click on the this button, whereby it is going to bring out the date. Then you select the date for the first, that is the first Monday of that week. So the first Monday of this week, that was yesterday, which is on the 16th. So you click on that 16 and click on generate week. Once you click on generate week, it is going to generate the whole week for you for that thing. So after clicking, I mean, after generating that, you can see automatically it has generated from week 1 to week 15. Then the next thing is for us to set our holiday, because we know that we have a lot of holidays in our I mean, so I mean, we will have a lot of holidays in our thing. So you come here and click on set holiday. Then here you can now come here and select that yesterday. You know, yesterday was Maulud. That is the date for the celebration of the Islamic prophet, which is Prophet Muhammad. So you come here, you click on the 16th, then that is 16th of September 2024, and you uh, describe that day as any name you want to give it. Some might have Independence, some might have a Teacher's Day, but yesterday was the Maulud, so you write it out. Then you click on add more. I mean, once you click on add more, that is if you have any other date, then you can come here as well. You select that date, then you write what you have. It might have Teacher's Day. Then you come here and save. Once you have saved, it will add up here, whereby we see the Maulud Nobiju and the Teachers Day. So this holidays has been set, whereby we can't mark our attendance on that holidays. So this is where we are to set our session time and the calendar. Then the next one on our agenda is the uh, is the class manager, whereby, I mean, yes, the class manager, whereby you go down to, I mean, the class subject manager, yes, class subject manager is the next thing, whereby you come down to our class subject manager of after our session week. You click on the class subject manager. So once you click on the class subject manager, you can see that we have on this class subject manager we have three segments. We have the subject bank, the class subject, and the subject group. The subject bank.
Sorry, sorry to cut you. Could you just, because we're trying to also check with the time, so can you just jump on to the next this thing, which is once the this thing is created, enrolling to the student for the term. Do you get? Sorry to
All right,
cut you in. I was just very concerned about the time.
all right, so the next thing on the agenda is the student registration. So on the student registration, that is where we have the last module under our setup, where we have to register all our students into the class. So here you can see that I have a lot of students here. So if I want to add new students into the term, I've already, if I want to add new students into the term, you go down to the student manager. Yeah, if you want to add any new students into your school, you go to student manager. This part you have two options, whereby you have the add single and the add multiple. The add single is where you add one after the other, which means you have just a student, you come in here, you come in here, and you enter the image, you create a student ID and the likes. You fill all this information and you click on save. This part is where you can add new students, single and single for single, yeah. Then for the multiple, this part is where you click on this action button, then it will take you to where you add the multiple students. You click on multiple students as well. It will take you here where you can select the program that you are adding that student those students to. Then you select the class and the study mode, which is the day or boarding students. Then you select this download multiple. This place is where if you yeah, you select this download multiple, whereby you download an Excel sheet, whereby you can enter the list of all those students. This is the Excel sheet that I've just downloaded. Then you enter, you generate a student ID for all of them. Then you enter the first name, the surname, you just fill out this. And after filling out this, you save this document. Then you come back here the same way you downloaded that multiple sheet. You come here, you click on add multiple, then you click on this upload, you select the sheet, open. Then you now select that class that you are adding those students into, which is the one that you downloaded, either the JS1 or JS2. Then you click on either the study mode as well, and you click on upload. So once you click on upload, it is going to add those students into their various classes. Then the student registration is where we now register our students into their various classes. Yeah, this is the student registration where we add our students into their various classes. This is it. You come here, there is an action button here. Whenever you select the action button, you can add them one after the other, and you can as well add them in bulk. Yes, you can also add them in bulk, whereby you have these are the list of the students you have. If you feel like no, this student is not supposed to be in GS3, you should be in GS2. You come here and change the class. Yes, or whatever you
Um,
want to do here is where you just have to change the classes of those students. Then
Sorry, sorry to cut you again, Toyib. I just wanted to just like because I wanted this thing to be like in a proper guideline so that and one thing which we also promise is that by the end of this session we are going to share like a link that so that everybody on the call can follow through. So I just wanted us to do this thing like in a step by step manner. You've taken the fact that what they need to do also is to set session time and set the calendar. So I wanted us to just take it like, one step at a time like that. You've also taken that they need to add new students and teachers. Then the next one should just be like, how they register subjects for teachers. That then the next one again, the class and subject teacher allocation. So it's just in stages like that. I'm very concerned about the time once again. I'm sorry for cutting in. Yeah, Toib, can you hear me? You can proceed.
yeah, yeah, I can, yes. The next thing is the yes, as I was saying, I said I add students to class. So since we are since we are coming in into a new session, so we'll have to enroll students for classes and you as I was saying, it's still the same thing. Adding student to class and enroll student to class are still the same thing. So after you add those students to their classes, that is after you have added students, new students into your class, then you now, into the school, then you enroll them for their, for their classes. Then after enrolling them to their classes, the next thing is to manage subjects. Yeah, you manage their subjects. This, this is the next thing. Yeah, you manage your subject. For you to manage your subject now, you have to select subject for each and every one of them. So you go to the class subject manager whereby you select subject for all yes, you select subject for each of their for your programs. So after selecting that, you click on save. Then after saving, you go to student registration back, whereby you now enroll them for their various subjects. For your various subjects. So you click on manage student courses, then you now select their class, the class that you have students, which way where you want to enroll them. Yes, this is that these are the subjects and these are the students that I have in my own class here. So you can register all subjects, then you can as well register some subjects whereby clicking on each of these subjects here. That is where you register subject. But if you want to register all subjects for all students, you click on register subject for all students at once. So that is that about the registration of subject. Then yeah, that is that about the enroll of student to class. Because after you have enrolled any students to the new session term, you will have to register the study, which means I have picked both the enroll students and the add students and register students at once. I've treated all that together because these three things, they are both interwoven. So that is why I had to go back to, I had to first of all go to the add new students. Then I went to the enroll students to class, and I go directly to the add I went directly to the register subject for students. So the next thing is where to add your teachers. So if you want to add teachers, you go to the user management. You are still under your setup. You go to the user management, then you select the staff manager. Yeah, on the staff manager as well, you have two options. You can add single and you can add multiple. If you are adding single, which means you only have one teacher that you want to add, but if you have multiple, you download the sheet. So just the way that you have just the way that you've added for a student, for a single student then. So the next thing is, after filling out this form, you click on save, which is you have added a new teacher. Then, if you want a multiple one, you click on add multiple, download the sample, then enter the form. That is, you fill out the form and save, then you upload. That is that about the add teachers. Then, after adding that teacher, you would want to give that teacher a role, either a subject teacher role or a class teacher role. Then that is the last part. That is the last part on this agenda, which is subject and on subject and class teachers allocation. So for us to do subject and class teacher allocation, after adding our teachers, we now go to allocation. So under this allocation, we have three parts here, which is the position allocation, the solely teacher allocation, and the class teacher allocation. The position allocation is just for you to give positions to those that you you know are important in the school, whereby whereby we have the principal, the vice principal, the bursar, the admin officer, the sport master, the HOD, and the likes. So you can also add more if you know that you have more positions. So you select any of the features here that you know is the principal. Then the next thing here is to select for the vice principal. So that is that about this place. After picking the right people, you click on save. That is about the position allocation. The next thing is the subject teacher allocation here. So the subject teacher allocation too is where you have to attach a subject to a teacher. Yeah, you have to attach a subject to a teacher, whereby you select the session, the program, and the classes that you have in your school. Here, the same way you have done for position allocation, the same thing you do for subject allocation, whereby you select the teachers, then one after the other. The first thing that you must do, and it is very, very important, is that you have to select a teacher for the first subject you have in your school. So after that, you can now go further to all other subjects. Then click on save all. So that is that about. Let me do an example. This is first person. Then I click on the second person. Then I click on save. So that is that about the subject teacher allocation. Then the next one here is the class teacher allocation. So after selecting the class teacher allocation, you take it to the page two, just as you have done for subject teacher allocation. Then you select the teachers for each classes. That is teachers that will take role for each of these classes. Then you click on save. So once you click on save, you have you have selected, you have allocated the class teacher, the sole teacher, and the position for each of your teachers. So I think that is that about what we have on the agenda today. So the only thing I had to do was that I had to go through I had to take this number one, two, and three together. That is the enroll student for the session term, the add new student for teachers, and the register subject for students. Which means these three things are very, very interwoven. We have to be very careful while we are doing such thing. So that is why I had to go through the add student first before going back into enrolling them to class and registering them, registering subjects for them. Then I now went back to the art teachers and so later. I think that is that on the agenda we have today. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, Toib. So I don't know. Quinsley will also take it up from here now. So if anyone has question, you can share it. We are going to respond. And like Toib also showed us through the demo presentation. So those are the things that we need to do as a school SPA, right? Those 5 steps that are highlighted here are the things we need to do to get started on our EduTAMS portal. And they are just things that you can easily do. One thing that we would also do before the end of today is to put all of these things in a documentation, and we are going to share it across so that you can also have it, and at your own convenient time you can go through it and get started with your EduTAMS portal for the new term. So I'm just going to pass this to Quinsley to take it up from here. Thank you, Toyib.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Akindenya, and also thank you very much, Adeni Tohib. So, to our viewers, you've heard from Tohib. So, would like to have, if you have questions for us, please drop your questions in the comment section. So, we get to answer all of these questions. But also, note just exactly the things, the 5 major steps that you need to know is what is showing on your screen right now. Your to-dos list is on your screen. So, do not forget to do this checklist and also to ensure that it is your system, your school, your portal is in line with this checklist. So if you have questions for us, please kindly share them in the comment section. And while that is going on, you can see also in the comment section our social media pages there for you. Please kindly follow us on LinkedIn. Search LinkedIn, you search for EduTAMS. Follow us on Facebook also, EduTAMS. And also, you can follow us on Twitter, edu_tams. On Twitter, edu_tams. And on Instagram, _edutams, on Twitter _edutams. So we are still waiting for your questions. And also, while that is going on, you can also follow this page. Please kindly click the notification bell so you get notified when there are important updates dropped. And also like also follow and subscribe. Subscribe to our YouTube page so you get notified when we drop important and educative content for you, something like this. So we're waiting for your questions so we can pick them up. Koya Olariwaju, your question. Please drop your question. Emmanuel Ogaji, drop your question. Oyewole Olumide, Emmanuel Ogaji, Shola Thomas, Henry, Oi. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce. I'm sorry, I don't want to spell the name. So can you drop your questions so we get to answer them? We're waiting. Okay, so while waiting for your question, also, like Akindeni said, we are going to document all of these processes. We're going to make sure that we send them to you via email, and we share it across to you all on your WhatsApp platforms and everything. Okay, we have a question from Shola Thomas. So Shola Thomas said, after adding my teachers, how will they have access to participate in the activities on the portal, like marking of attendance? Will I have to share them my login details? Oh, that is a great question. So let me throw that to Akindeni. Akindeni, please, would you like to answer that question?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Quinsley, and thank you, Shala, for asking the question. So once you have added your teacher, remember Toib when he was showing that the demonstration for adding a teacher, you've added the teacher, you included their phone number and their email address. So when your teacher wants to log into your portal, they just visit your school portal address. Say for example, your school portal address is abcacademy.edutams.net. So they visit that and they will be able to log in with either the phone number that you used to add them or the email address. So that is what teachers will be able to log in. And when teachers log in, what they would also be seeing depends on the allocation that you have given them. Remember also, Toib also did a demonstration on how you can, once you have added teacher, you need to now set whether the teacher is a subject teacher or class teacher. If the teacher is a subject teacher, you need to allocate what subject that teacher is taking. And if the teacher is a class teacher as well, you also need to set the class that that teacher will be taking. So when the teacher logs in, that is what the teacher will be seeing on the platform. Say, for example, if you assign me as a teacher, as a mathematics teacher for GSS 1A, for example, when I log in with my phone number or my email address that you have used to profile me on the portal, right, I'm going to be able to see in my class that, okay, oh, this is, I'm in GSS, I'm a subject teacher for GSS 1A, mathematics, and I'm also so once they're able to log into the platform, and if they want to mark attendance, it means that the teacher must be profiled as a class teacher. So from there, they can mark attendance that way. So it's easy, it's very, very simple. So for the new teachers that you're having on your school now or to your school, ensure to first add them. Once you have added them, allocate whether this what subject are they taking, what classes. If they are class teacher, allocate that to them. Once that is done, they can log in with either their phone number or their email address, and with that they'll be able to mark attendance or share lesson note or assess, whichever classes that you have given them. So I hope that answer your question, Shola. Thank you. If it doesn't, just ask the question again on the platform. We would be happy to guide you through. Thank you.
Okay, I think one other part that Shola was talking about is, will I have to share them my login details? So I feel that Miss Akinde, did you respond to that, please?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, yes, you don't necessarily have to share. Everybody on the platform have their own login details. For teachers, it is a number, phone number, or email address that you have used to add them that they will be able to use to log in. And I think I'm seeing Shola's response. Like I think she got it too. Thank you.
Oh, all right, then that's fine. So for Henry, so Henry saying using systems, we notice challenges with navigating through the portal, making use of Windows 7. So he went on to say, what Windows do EduTAMS portal work best on?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Henry, for raising that question. So I don't know what I'm trying to really understand the question. Quincy, could you help me put up that question, that first question again? It does, anytime Spotter does works with any Windows or any device, whether it's on a laptop or mobile device, whichever it is. However, if one thing that we usually always recommend as best is that just use your Google Chrome. That helps you to have a better experience when you are using a Google Chrome. That way, it's quickly. And one common challenge which you might also see is that maybe you're trying to access your portal and it's just blank, right? One thing we usually tell people is that once you've seen um, you encounter such challenges, what you just need to do is just to clear your browser history, and that would basically sort it, and you'll be able to access your school portal easily without stress. So it works on any Windows. We've not really noticed that on Windows 7. Maybe it's something that we would also check with our technical team and see. But one thing that we also want to assure you is that on daily basis, we keep increasing on our infrastructure to ensure that on any device, on any Windows, you can always access your school portal from there, right? So common challenges, like I said, which might come up is that the page is just blank, right? And what you just have to do is just to clear your browser history. Once you do that, that would basically sort. And we usually recommend that use Google Chrome at least for a more faster experience. It does works on every other browser as well, but at least Google Chrome is something that is quite easier and easily work well that way. So, Mr. Henry, I hope I'm able to answer your question with this. If not, you can please drop your question again. We'll be able to take it from there. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you so much, Akinde. So I think someone is also adding a contribution to Shola's question, saying class only can mark attendance and they'll log in via their phone number. Oh, that's great. Thank you, Damilare. Yes. So what he's trying to say is that as a class teacher, you can mark attendance and you would log in via your phone number. So I think from our hand, it's not only phone number, also if the teacher was profiled also with an email address. So yes, you can log in via your email address and also you can log in via your phone number. So I think it's basically okay. So I think basically it is from that point you can log in via your email address or via your phone number. And for the parents basically are the one that can log in only via their phone number. So thank you so much. Mr. Kindai, do you have any other thing to tell us on that, please?
No, no, not really. Just to welcome everybody again to the new session. And we are looking forward to a very stress-free time with EduTAMS Portal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Okay. So shall I still talking? Shall I still talking? So if I want to log in, I will need to input my password and email. As a class teacher, won't it request for email and password as well? So I think that we are
So,
still saying the same thing, but let me just let
yeah,
Akinde.
I think that question has been answered, and we're just adding clarification. Like for anybody to log into your portal, they must have been profiled, whether they want to log in as a teacher, as a student, or as a parent. And doing that is whether you enroll them as a teacher. If they enroll as a teacher, they can use their phone number, their email address. Even if you enroll them as a parent, when you're adding them as a parent on your portal, they can they can use their phone number or their email as well to as a point of registering. Everybody has a default password which they can use, but later which they can now as well change.
Change
So thank you, Damilari. Thank you, Shola, for that extra
Um,
clarification as well. Yeah, Toyib.
Please,
clarification.
can I come in, please? I think this Mrs. Shola, yes, I said if I want to log in, I think if you were talking here, we are talking as the SPA. So if you are logging in as the SPA, you are an SPA. So if you are profiled as a class teacher or as a staff, yes, if you are profiled as a staff, you can as well be a class teacher and a subject teacher, whereby you have only one login. yes, one login email address or password, or a staff ID and a password. So you can log in as a staff, and you can as well log in as an SPA, which means you have your SPA login details separate, and your class, and your staff login details separate too. So I think if this my explanation is okay with her, she should as well understand that very well.
Yeah, so I think she asked a further question. So Shola, will the phone number serve as their password? No. So everybody has a default password, right? So for example, there's a new teacher in your school that you just added. You've added the teacher with using the teacher's phone number. So if the teacher, and you have also allocated the teacher to the subject or the class that the teacher is taking. So if the teacher wants to log in, and teacher will use, once teacher go to your school portal address, for example, abc.edutams.net, the teacher will use the phone number as the username. Then the password, there's a default password for everybody, which is 12345, right? Once the teacher log in, so the teacher can now change their password. After this call, I'm sure our customer support rep will reach out to you, Shola, if you don't mind, so that we can guide you or give you process on how users can also change their password. So anybody from anywhere, for example, once you have added a teacher or a parent, they'll be able to log in without their phone number or their email. And default password for the first time they are coming in onto the platform is 12345, right? So once they input that default password, they can log in, and they can now change their password to the preferred password of their choice. Yeah, so I think I'm getting a response from Shola that she gets it now. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Thank you to Miss Shola. Thank you, Mr. Henry, and thank you, Damilai, for the clarifications as well. So
Yeah, thank you so
Quincy,
much.
over
So
to you.
we're expecting more questions. Okay, thank you so much, Shola. I think she understands it better now. So we're expecting more questions. So before we call it a day, but while we're expecting the questions, like I'll say, please kindly hit the notification bell on this page so you get updated when we have informative content, because this session we want to be with you every step of the way, because we want to make sure that definitely we always have you at mind, but we want to make sure that we guide you through all of the process to make sure that this term is very, very seamless and is easier. So we would be doing more webinar sessions. We've sent our scheduled dates for our programs, and we'll be sending more email communications. We'll be sending messages via your WhatsApp platform. So kindly hit the notification bell so you get notified, and subscribe also to our YouTube page. And also go to your Facebook, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook at EduTAMS, follow us on Instagram at underscore EduTAMS, follow us on LinkedIn at EduTAMS, and also follow us on Twitter also at editors also. So, in the absence of no questions, I think we're going to be calling it a day, because, like we said, we promise we won't be wasting much of our time. It will just be on point, hitting it on the head, and sorting all of our issues. So, if you have challenges, please use our help desk. Our customer care agents are ready to answer your questions. And also, you can also make complaints on their WhatsApp channel, the EduSams Connect. Somebody is always there to pick your complaint, and you can reach out to your various customer care representatives. They are going to be answering all of your questions. So once again, thank you so much for joining our product education webinar session. We are also going to be having another session. Um, Please let me check the date. I forgot. We are going to be having another session on the 20. Sorry, let me briefly check that. I apologize. We're going to be having another product education session on the 26th of September, same time, 3 p.m. And the topic is fee collection and revenue management for schools on EduTAMS portal. So we'll be meeting you on the 26th of September. Thank you for joining in us again. Please do have a great day till we come your way next time. Enjoy yourself.